Audrey Evans only needs a quick glance to find gray whales.
When they exhale, there's a little bit of the water vapor that comes into the air. For a gray whale, it's about 15 feet high, and because they have two openings at the top of their head for their blowholes, it creates a heart-shaped blow. So the blow is the first thing that we look for.
The Birch Aquarium education specialist says whale watchers have spotted more than 700 whales since fall. That's 100 more than a year ago, and this whale migration season still has 2 months to go.
The weather was so calm, everyone is going, my gosh, we're seeing so many gray whales. Part of that is because the weather was so calm that you could see them forever.
Biologist Wayne Perriman has studied cetaceans since the 1970s, gray whales since the 1980s. He says the overall population is holding steady at about 20,000, and they're breeding.
We've seen really good reproductive levels the last 4 years. Lots of calves, over 1,000 calves migrating northbound.
A shifting environment may be the reason. Gray whales feed in the Arctic and then travel south to Mexico to have babies. Perriman says global warming may be changing the equation by extending how long the whales can feed up north.
Gray whales are Arctic whales. That's where they make a living. And the Arctic is changing very rapidly. So by watching gray whales, we get kind of a window into what's happening in the Arctic.
And watching those whales is about to get easier.
Let's fire it up.
Perriman and fellow researcher John Durbin are pioneering the use of drones to photograph gray whales. Durbin says his team's small hexacopter has already captured amazing images of killer whales off the coast of Canada.
After the first flight, we brought the hexacopter down, downloaded the images, and I was blown away. I didn't realize how much better they would be than we had before.
Durbin says the pictures are so good that researchers can identify general health, pregnancy, and even individuals. He says the drones hover at about 100 feet, and that offers dramatically better pictures than what they used to get from small planes.
We can fly the small hexacopter over them, measure them, take images of them without them even knowing we're there. There's not even a boat in the water.
And while the pictures are a revelation, Wayne Perriman wants to use the drones to collect biological samples. He says that idea isn't new. Researchers have tried using small boats to get near swimming whales. Scientists then reach long poles with a collector over the animal's blowhole. They were hoping to snag a sample as the whale exhales.
Yeah, baby! They have a hell of a time doing it, and it's not very safe because sometimes the whales take offense to this sort of thing, and we've had whales lash out at them, and that can go poorly.
Perriman says the hexacopter changes the equation. He says the drone can hover just a few feet over the ocean.
So we can put the drone where we want it and then just follow the back of the whale because we're getting live video and just slide up its back. When those big nares open up and that breath comes out, we can be right over the top of it.
Capture the blow, and Perriman says there's a wealth of information available to researchers.
If we can sample the blow of a whale, we can capture epithelial cells. So we know we can get DNA, we can tell who they are. We can tell what sex they are. If they're stressed in a nutritive way, if they're too skinny, we can look at the hormone levels in that breath and we can get a scale of how skinny they really are.
Perriman and Durbin plan to photograph gray whales in May as the cetaceans move up the central California coastline. If they succeed in collecting biological samples, they hope to learn more about the whales and the environment the cetaceans rely on. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.